First game, Ohio State, a 7.5-point favorite at home against Michigan. We're going to roll with the Buckeyes here with the 7.5. Don't love the hook, but that being said, I believe Ohio State is a better team than Michigan, and they remember what Michigan did to them last year in this rivalry game. We're going to roll with the Buckeyes. I believe that their offense will be too much for a very good Michigan defense. That being said, Ohio State has their eyes set on the goal, and they get the job done. Take the Bucks, 7.5. Next, USC, a 5.5-point favorite at home against Notre Dame. Be honest with you, this number way too low. We're going to roll with the Trojans minus 5.5. They're at home against a Notre Dame team that, quite frankly, is really not all that good. And USC has figured it out, and especially on the offensive side of the ball, they are putting up points nonstop. This is a must-win for them to stay in the college football playoff race. Take the Trojans minus 5.5. Next, the Iron Bowl, it is back. Alabama, a 22-point favorite against Auburn. We're going to roll with the Crimson Tide with this large number. I know it's scary. Alabama has not been the Alabama that we've seen the last few years where they covered big numbers like this. That being said, it's a get-right game for the Crimson Tide, and no better team to do that against than a team in state that you hate. Take the Crimson Tide with the points. Lastly, Florida State minus 9.5 against the Florida Gators. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's been a while since we've seen Florida State not only favored, but favored big in this rivalry. I thought Florida had figured some things out before that game against Vanderbilt. Turns out they really hadn't. We're going to roll with the Seminoles here. All right, the AB3 for this week. All right, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it straightforward. First up, my favorite play of the week, TCU minus 10 against Iowa State. Iowa State's got a really good defense. That being said, TCU, what we saw last week against Baylor, they had their scare. They won the game, and that is a perfect dream for a football coach because in practice all week, you have their full attention, and you can hammer down on them and perfect what you need to do. I think TCU has that. They will have that in this game. Take them minus 10. They're going to hammer on Iowa State. Next, we're going to take Tennessee minus 14 on the road against Vanderbilt. Yeah, I know. I saw the South Carolina game. We all did. But you know what? That was kind of a misnomer. That was the anomaly. Tennessee with some motivation here against an in-state rival. Vanderbilt, don't get me wrong, playing great football right now, and their staff has done a heck of a job. That being said, if you're giving me Tennessee at 14 against Vanderbilt, I will take that all day long. That crowd will be all orange. It'll be a home game for Tennessee. Lastly, LSU minus 10 against Texas A&M. Yeah, it's a lot of points for sure, but LSU clearly has a path to getting themselves a chance to get in the college football playoff. I'm going to roll with them minus 10. I think the Texas A&M, quite frankly, has checked out. I think their season is done, and they're ready for this thing to be over. LSU, it's important that they get up on them early because when they do, Texas A&M is going to fold. Take LSU minus 10.